Howdy everyone, we're back for another Lionsway Gear Guide review for 2022. I'm Cole, and today we've got the Victorious Skim Project V. Alright, so this is Victorious Skim's competition level skim style board that's catered towards smaller people, typically women, but I think if you're a little guy, you can definitely jump on this board and have a good time. The ideal weight range for this is around 5'5", 140 pounds, but I did jump on this thing. I am 6'2", 180, so just take that into consideration. I will say, me being the size that I am, that was a little harder to stay in the wave. Obviously, you're gonna need a decent sized wave if you're a bigger guy trying to ride this board or a bigger girl trying to ride this board. We do have a removable fin off the back. You can ride with or without the fin. I chose to ride with it. I'm more of a surf style guy, but I'd like to have a little more traction when I'm riding behind the boat. Right here on the front, we do have a nice traction pad. It's nice and grippy. It's not too thick to where you're losing that feel of the board, so you kind of still feel like you're right on it. I actually really dig this graphic as well. I think it's got a cool vibe with the moon and the chick on it and the mountains. It's definitely got a cool little look to it. I will say that with a board that has a shorter length, the swing weight on it's a lot easier to maneuver. So it is a little wider, but it's also shorter, so you're still able to stay in that wave. But with that shorter board, it's a lot easier to bring around and not feeling like you got a big heavy board underneath your feet. All right, so let's jump into these categories. The first thing we're gonna talk about is stays in wave. Now when we do this, 1 means you're struggling to stay in the wave, 10 means you're running into the boat, it's really fast. And this board right here, we're gonna have to score at a 4 on the scale, so it was a little bit of a struggle for me, but like I said, this board is made for smaller people. So if you're a big person, it's not ideal, but if you're a smaller person, that number is gonna rise, because I was able to ride the wave no problem, but it definitely took a little more effort for me. The next thing we're gonna check out is carving. We go 1 through 10 as well. 1 means it's struggles to carve, 10 means it's a dream, So for this right here, it came in at a 6 on the scale, and the reason being is I felt like the board's so small, it was actually really fun and skatey, easy to maneuver. The sharp rails on the side made it easy for it to dig in, and having that fin obviously gave me a little bit more traction. The next category we check out is pop. We go 1 through 10 as well with this right here. 1 means, it's really hard to get airs, no pop. 10 means it's to the moon, out of control, you're blasting off, look out, right? So for this board though, we're gonna go with a 6 out of 10. And I feel like it could have been a little higher if I was a little bit smaller, because I would have been able to generate more speed to come into those airs. But even though it was a small board and it's a really light board, I was able to pop that thing real easy off the wave when I did have the right speed. So I feel like, if you're 5'5", 140 pounds, this board is gonna be popping and have plenty of speed for you. Well, the last category we're gonna check out is ability scale. We go 1 through 10, 1 meaning beginners, 10 meaning expert. And this board right here is more of a competition style board, but don't let that deter you, because I think that this board scores a 3 on the scale. I wouldn't put like a fresh beginner on it, because it is a little out of control a little bit. So I would say, if you're an intermediate to an expert rider, you could ride this board. Obviously, you're a beginner, you could ride it. And if you are a beginner, you could get this board and progress all the way to expert on this one board. So if you wanna have this board for a few years and slowly progress with it, I think that's definitely a possibility. So this is gonna wrap it up for the 2022 Project V by Victorious Skim. I think this thing is a little heater. Obviously, I think if you're a little guy or a girl, this thing is gonna be the board you're gonna wanna get on. If you guys wanna know more information about these boards or possibly pick one up, head over to victoriaskimboards.com and check them out. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of reviews coming out in the future, so you don't wanna miss those. I'm Cole, and we'll see you on the next one.